Need a clicker? You got a clicker?
I got a clicker.
Oh, you're all set.
I'm all ready. Who wants to improve their life now? Who wants some life-changing content? How would you like to walk out of this room right now in 45 minutes and change your life? I am taking 90. I'm turning it into less than 45, okay? But I'm going to give you life-changing technique, okay? Because I didn't realize this was going to be the Martin Luther King Day telethon, but that's what it is. I'm here to wrap it up and sing because I'm happy. So, we're going to improve your life now. Scream, I want to improve my life now! I want to improve my life now! What are you doing here? No, okay. We're going to improve your life. Oh, Bill, come on, we need humor. We got to wake up. Right, hungry. Because I didn't know if I was going to teach sales today or do my comedy act. I didn't know which one, so I was going to work them both in. So, here's the thing. What I'm going to show you right now. Improvement. If I could take you, how many of you are in sales? If anybody doesn't put their hand up that you don't understand how to get rich in life, there's nobody, and I'm going to explain something to you, regardless of some people that I don't want to be in sales, I hate sales, I would never want to be a salesperson. How many of you want to get rich?
Yes.
Yes. So you've seen everything. You've seen how to buy real estate. You've seen how to do just about everything. I can tell you nothing happens without sales. And what I'm here to tell you is I can dramatically improve your outcome with just a tiny bit of technique. You can go and you can learn how to sell better. You may not become a master right away, but just a little bit of improvement. What's the difference in the horse race? Hold on. Okay. So what's the difference in the horse race? Wait? Okay. Okay, so now I would like to take a bad picture. One little nose, that's the difference it takes between making a sale and losing a sale. And people don't understand that. And if you're blaming the prospect, you know, you point those 3 fingers and you go, boy, that prospect was an idiot. Those people didn't get it. You got 3 fingers pointing back at yourself. Harry, you did such a good job. One of your guys is already signing up.
Oh, awesome.
He loved the program. Good. I'm not sure what the program is.
How many of you have ever heard of John A. Calhoun? John was at one of my seminars about 9 years ago, and he invented a way to take tap water and turn it into fuel. But John was the guy that raised his hand and said that he hates selling, he won't take on a partner, because if you hate selling, find somebody that will sell with you. Find a partner that loves to sell. How many of you ever heard of taking tap water and turning it into a fuel? Nobody. Do you know why? 2 reasons. 1, because John didn't want to learn about selling. 2, I made this up. Okay? But imagine, no matter how good the product is, if you don't want to sell, guess what? Nobody's going to hear about it. Nothing happens without selling. Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, what we're going to do, what is selling? Is it doing something to people? Something for people. It's doing something for people. It's communicating. Most of us do it every day. Now, even if you don't like selling, what I'm going to teach you can change your life. Brian told me a story. He got on an airplane because he heard me speak in Las Vegas and it saved his flight, didn't it, Brian? I showed Brian some techniques and he went and he got on an airplane just because he could sell his way onto the airplane. Went from American to Delta, used a couple of things I taught him. I'm going to teach you 6 words that will change your life forever. And everybody that's ever heard me speak, how many of you have heard me speak before? Right, everybody knows what I'm going to tell you. And they all use it because it works. 6 words. Which change your life. I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm going to keep your attention. So, everybody's getting ready to write. Okay. So, selling, buying, it doesn't matter if you want to sell, if you want to buy better, I can make you money. I can show you how to save $1 million in the next 30 years just learning how to buy better. Just make money because you're spending money every day. And selling and buying are the exact same thing. If you're buying better, if you're a great buyer, then you are a great salesperson because you're convincing somebody to sell you something for less. Does that make sense? If you can't sell, you can't buy. I can show you how to save thousands of dollars just by going up to a hotel room. How many of you negotiate when you walk up to the lobby of a hotel? Yeah, always. You ever ask, how you get a better deal? Yeah. Never pay what they're asking at the hotel desk. I mean, sometimes, with the internet now, but I walked into a hotel the other day and I was checking a guy in and I said, I'd like that $69 internet special. He was okay.
story. I was just jacking with her because I had called 15 minutes earlier and she said the cheapest room we have is $129. I was like, okay, and true story, swear, my son's like, and I walked up to the front desk and I just looked her right in the eye and said, I need that $69 internet special. She was okay. $180, 3 nights. Can anybody use that? Who can do that? How easy is that? Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to do that because it's real easy. Start learning this right now. Get this right now. If you get this, you've already got halfway there. I will change your life with this right now. Okay? If you can do this, you can do anything. I will change your life, right? So, this is not selling. I don't want to tell a few of the speakers constantly at the top of the thing. That's not selling, right? That's having an argument with your wife or husband. That's not selling. That's a good image. Kathy, how would you improve that image? I think the guy's tie. No. Cool. All right. This is selling. Selling. So who wants to sell better right now? Yes. Okay. Forget everything that you ever thought you had to know about selling, because I'm here to tell you you don't need to know any of this. I teach street fighting. I teach jujitsu. I teach self-defense. I can show you moves that will change your life. It's like going and teaching somebody, showing you how to put one little pressure point so you don't have to know how to answer objections and analyze everything and go through 27 days of closing. You don't have to do that. Okay? I can show you how to sell better right now. Become passionate about whatever you're talking about. Okay? That's all you got to do. Selling is a simple transference of enthusiasm. It's simply transferring your passion from your heart into their heart. That's what selling is. It's passion and enthusiasm, and that's what it takes. That's it. That's the model. Take a mental picture of that and never forget it, because it's a life-changing picture. Can you see that? If you can't see it, there's plenty of room. Move over. Lots of room. Sorry, guys. Transfer your message from your heart to their heart. Okay? That's it. Got it? See that picture? Don't ever forget that picture. And the next time you go out and you don't make a sale, if you would remember that picture, life-changing. Can you see how this would change your life?
Yes.
Okay? Notice this, because when you don't make a sale, I guarantee you what didn't happen is you did not have enough passion about your product to make the other person get it in their heart. That's it. Okay, I'm done. All right, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, well, we are out of time, I swear. 6 unbelievable words. I swear to you, there's witnesses in this room that will promise you that this will change your world. Okay? Here they are. This is all you ever need to know. That's it. I need you to do that. Not I want, not could you. I need. Everybody say, I need.
I need.
Never use I want again. If it's strong enough and it's important enough to ask, and if you're going to ask it, then just say, I need. I really need you to do me a favor. I need you to do this for me. I need you to get out of my way. Okay? I need you to do this. Learn this. It gets you on airplanes. It gets you cheaper deals in hotel rooms. Get you a better deal at Best Buy. You know you can negotiate at Best Buy. Yeah, just I need to speak to the manager. I need a 10% discount. I left my coupon at home. Okay? No, I swear to God, it'll work every time. On most items, not on every item. You got to read the fine print when you make this stuff up. Okay? So, I need to get a better deal. Where else could you need when you speak to your children, you speak to your spouse? I need sex, right? Just go like that, right? That's the way it works. You can get anything. I need a date. I need your phone number. Okay? Right? Learn this. This is, because you know why you need to learn this? You will love it. Now, so let's put it all together. I need ... You will love it. Got it? If those 6 words don't change your life, Bill will give you your money back for win. I personally will let Bill do that.
We got a Black American Express on file.
Yeah, you do have have that on file. That's a real bummer. You will love it. All right? Can anybody see where they could use that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Is that life-changing? So what have we learned so far?
Say I need.
I need, you will love it. Okay, how do we sell? What is selling?
Enthusiastic.
That's pretty good. 5 minutes ago, that's awesome. First sales presentation. Think about this. We're all in sales. What is this baby thinking about? I guarantee you it's not 12 things. It's one thing. I gotta eat, my diaper's dirty, something, right? What does that mean? Complete possession of the mind with the subject you're trying to transfer. That baby is not going to stop crying until you either console it or you duct tape and diamond. If a baby cries and you can't hear it, if it's still crying, that's a newborn. I always thought after my son was born why people had low ceilings in the old days. You know, you're really so that's the first presentation. And no matter how annoying and how much you want to slap that kid, most of us don't. Who did? No, okay, nobody will admit to that, right? That's your first sales presentation. Okay? Now I'm going to go over the elements of being. Who wants to be a great salesperson? All right, so if you can just start incorporating these, just remember a little tiny bit of improvement. Get all those letters down because they have absolutely nothing to do. I just thought it was a cool slide of elements. Did you write the DB, the RE, OS? That's really nothing to do with selling. That's some periodical thing that I well, chemistry. All right, you got to become a true master. If you want to be a great salesperson, you got to have a comprehensive knowledge of the board. Too many salespeople spend too much time not really becoming masters. There are very few salespeople that ever hit a level of mastery. They don't do what it takes to become a master salesperson. They don't do it. And they want to make big dollars, but only masters in any profession make big dollars. The rest of it is an illusion. The people that rise to the top in any industry, I don't care what industry, name an industry, NFL. How many kids out of high school football make it to the NFL, and how many people in the NFL make big bucks? SAG. How many Screen Actors Guild people make big bucks? Handful. The guys that do are the ones that work the hardest and spend the money, invest in their careers, and do what it takes. What are you doing to become awesome at what you do? What do you do every day to improve? What do you do specifically that makes you a master? How many of you want to double your income? And what are you going to do about it? At your current, let me put it this way, you've got to have multiple sources of income, but at your main way you earn a living, what are you going to do to double your income? There's one way to do it. Become better at selling. Okay? Learn. And what do you do every day to become better at selling? No, you don't. Most of you do nothing. Honestly, but who's done something that's actually had a change and had a dramatic effect on the way you're selling? See, when we go out to play golf, we get golf coaches, and then we go and we film ourselves golfing. Let me ask you a question. How many of you have ever videoed yourself at a sales presentation? How long ago? See, we should do that once a month because it's interesting because we start doing things. We do something I call industry speak, and we all do it. Speakers do it. Mark Hansen did it. Great guy, right? He used a term. He was saying POD, POD, POD. How many of you know what POD is? Isn't that interesting? How many of you, raise your hand if you know what POD is. So you've got like a handful of people. POD is print on demand. See the mistake we make when we're selling? Now, Mark is so good that it probably didn't matter, but none of us wanted to raise our hand and go, what's POD? Okay? So now think, how does that relate to your selling? See, what you got to do is you got to have somebody from the outside take your presentation apart because you get into industry speak. MLM people are notorious for this. We like to get into the Australian buy-up with the New Zealand two-up with the matrix split, and then we come over here and we get the BV and the PV and the CV and the RV and the DV, and then if you get the developer over here and you're doing this, and then people are like, blah, 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 you might have to do that, blah, blah, blah. Because that's the way a lot of people do. Copy machine people are notorious. Bankers are great. Yeah, it's a couple of points of origination, and we come over here in a double finance split, and it's like, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm one of the guys that say that. Most people won't. You know what you do? You just lose them. So when you're doing your presentation, check off, are you doing what I call industry speak? Are you losing people? Because you got to have that. You got to really know. And so knowledge of everything you're doing, that's what makes you a great salesperson. What is product knowledge?
You're aware of, familiar with the product that it is that you're trying to sell.
So I call product knowledge because what do you sell?
Well, the MLM site is Tahitian Noni.
Okay, so if I'm in Tahitian Noni, what do you call Tahitian Noni product knowledge? Yeah, I mean, what is that? So you would say that'd be your juice, right? But see, what I tell my people is that product knowledge means that you would know Noni's comp plan, you'd know the competitors, you'd know how a binary compares to a unilevel to a matrix, you would know all the other juices that are out there, you would know everything there is, you'd have a comprehensive understanding of that's your product. So you're not just selling juice, you are selling a product. Your product is every aspect. If you're in banking, you need to know the competitors' bankings. If you're in car business, you should know, if you're selling Chevys, you should know everything there is about a Ford. Okay? That's what makes a great salesperson. How many of you have ever encountered a great salesperson? Because great salespeople, they study and they become masters. They know everything there is about the competitor stuff. It looks like this. They go and they get expert advice. They pay money and they get coaching and they get videotaped and they do everything. They do everything that it takes to become a master. How many of you feel that you've done that in your profession? How many of you feel that you could get better at what you do? How many of you would like to get better at what you do? Good for you. That's what's great about coming here. So I'm going to show you the difference between telling it and selling it. It's pretty self-explanatory. That's selling it, that's telling it. You know what the difference is in money, though? A lot. And we're going to talk about that. See, here's somebody talking about your house is on fire. I don't care what the subject is if you do it with no passion. So imagine this guy going, hey, lady, to tell you the truth, I think your house is on fire. Now, you want to know how to make this sale without a salesperson?
Yes.
Sure, it's really easy. Up the motivation. You don't need, that says salesperson not required. Now how does that relate to selling? So if you want to sell better, turn up the heat. Light some flames. Get some passion. See, if you can get the presentation to be so hot, you don't need to be a salesperson. Was it something I said? No. It's not like it's late or anything. So, salesperson not required. You guys like that concept?
Yeah. Yes.
Can anybody implement that today, tomorrow? Can you figure out how to put this into your presentation?
Yes.
Okay, because that's cool. This is telling your story, that's selling your story. That's the difference though. We are so close on so many sales. It's that close. And if you would have just turned up the flames, the people would go running out of the house to buy. You guys like that? Does that make sense? Here's one. Here's one that we're all very challenged with. Successful people are not affected by everyday challenges. We all have challenges. I mean, sometimes you get locked in a room for 14 hours with people talking to you. It's awful, you know. You know what's hardest about that? Because really the only person I love to hear speak, I mean, out of everybody you've heard speak, who do you think that I enjoy most hearing speak?
You.
Absolutely. Yeah, give me a hand. I love this. Yeah. So this is the thing. We are all faced by all of this all day long. I want you guys to give yourself a hand for still being here, because this will change your life, okay? You are the true winners, the true dedicated people. For the other 200 that left, I'm sorry for you, all right? This is good. This is it. This is what you got to do. Imagine this every day. Think about this. You know why I use images? Because images are worth 1,000 words. Don't ever forget this image. Get yourself some armor. The thicker your armor, the more successful you will be in life. What affects you? That's what it comes down to. There's your choice. What do you focus on? And we all lose focus. And you got to refocus. You got to recenter. You got to get your focus. So what do you focus on? Because it's your choice. The choice is yours. So you got to decide what you're going to focus on. Now, we're going to get in a little more specific on selling. And I want you to understand that everything I just said now applies to successful people. So even if you're not in selling, you're going to get into selling. But this applies particularly for salespeople. And this gets into advanced closing so you can become a true master. Your job, and to the degree that you do this in selling, I promise you will be a direct reflection on your income. You want the #1 secret to becoming an incredible salesperson. And you've heard Mark Victor Hansen talk about this. You've heard everybody that's got a story. We all have the same story. We were told no 100 times. We've been hit in the face. We've been run over. We've been shot at. I mean, Stephen Pierce was shot at. I mean, sure, he was selling drugs, but, you know, still, does he deserve to be shot at? I mean, come on. He's a nice guy. Your job is to affect the prospect and not to be affected by the prospect. And when you understand this, you will change your world forever. See, when the hotel clerk tells you no the first time, you can either take the no or just keep going, oh, I understand it, but I really need you to do that. My company won't let me stay here. I don't want to get back out in the cold, so I need you to get me a room at a better price. What do we have to do that? I need a discount. Now, to the job that you affect them will be how much money you save. Now, those are little tiny things. Imagine if you own a company, you start buying computers and calculators and big heavy pieces of equipment. I guarantee you, I have saved my company in the last 20 years well over $1 million just because I know how to buy. A good salesperson talks people and listen to Bill buy something sometime on the phone. He's always selling, oh my God, you know, if you sell me this, you'll love it. We all do it. We all have it in common. We're always selling. So that's the job. So you can either stand in front of those flames with your water hose, and you're either going to win or you're going to run from the flames. What are you guys going to do? You're going to win. Or you're going to burn. Can't always do everything somebody tells you. I have a little disclaimer not to be done at home. Did you see that at the bottom? Please don't sue me. Okay, salespeople are constant targets. That's why you have to have your armor on. So when you're out selling, people are shooting at you every day. Doesn't this kind of look like your life when you're selling? I hate MLM. I don't like this. I don't like that. So every time, are you know, maybe the first one doesn't get you, but eventually, do any of you feel like that? How would you like to never be affected by that stuff again? Do you think that would improve your income? Put your armor on in the morning. Focus on something different. Put that armor on. Does this make any sense at all? Because I just added that slide. I love that slide. I need you to really tell me the truth. I think you'll love it. It's really good, all right? So, this is you. Hit the world. Become bulletproof. Increase your sales. It's just as easy to affect people as to be affected by them. Well, not always. But we all have to work at that. And I have to tell you, it's a daily challenge. You don't just do it once and you got it. It's every day you have to remind yourself. I remind myself of this every day. Because the higher you get, the more companies you own, I got to tell you, the more grief you take. The more stuff you get targeted at, the more people are shooting at you every day. You can't succeed in this world unless if your armor is thick. You are literally shot at every day, and you either crumble or you become bulletproof and fight back. All right? Here's the deal. When you're out during a presentation, women always love this. Men are going, yeah, baby. So I've actually seen people in my office like that because I'm a really tough buyer. That's really fun. Like if somebody's selling you something, see if you can make them sweat like that. It's like poker. You don't want the people to see any reaction. When you're selling and somebody says, hey, you know what? You're ugly, I don't like your product, and you smell bad. I know, isn't that great? I gotta tell you, if you had it, you'd love it. See, if you break out sweating, you're not gonna get the sale. This is my favorite, just love it. What happens? What's your least favorite objection you guys hear? I don't have the money. This is out of all traveling worldwide and asking thousands of salespeople, this is the #1 objection that people have. Does anybody hate this objection? Yeah, isn't it awful? I'm going to change your life today because that's not an objection. You should be so empowered. But you know, how many of us actually look like that when you hear that objection? And what do you think that does to the prospect? It changes, it just like they go, no, let them go, I got you now. I'm going to kick the crap out of you while you're down. Not only do I want to think about it, but I never buy on the first night, and I hate MLM, and I had a bad experience, and you know, my parents used to beat me. So, what are you going to do about that? Well, I want to shop around. No, not that objection. How many of you hate that objection? You can't let these people see that. It's like when you get 4 aces in poker and you're jumping up and down, you know, at the World Poker Tour. How good is that going to be? This is a poker game. You can't let them see you sweat. They can't bother you. All right? So what the best thing to do is learn how to turn those off. We call those turning off the turn off. And I have a whole workshop. It's going to transform your life. And I'm going to change you so that none of this ever bothers you. Here's a one. Now I'm just going to go over these. These aren't in any particular order. It's just things you should be looking for when you're selling. Are you speaking to a real prospect that says, you look like you could use some dog accessories? What's wrong with this picture? If you're really good, it doesn't matter. But sometimes, you just got to realize you're not talking to a prospect. And you just got to go on to the next prospect. Okay? So, it's easier not to sell dog accessories to the cat lady. Is your presentation full? This is the most important. Is it full of passion? Nobody gets mad at passionate salespeople. People get mad at what? What makes you mad when you're encountering a salesperson? It's this, right? It's when they go, geez, and we'll go over that in a minute. It's confrontation. Think about the last time you met somebody that was really passionate about their products. They were telling you how great it was. It doesn't really make you mad. You may not buy, but it doesn't make you mad. And if you're so passionate, it gets into your heart, you want to buy. Turn up the flames. Remember that picture with the flames of the girl screaming? Don't ever forget that picture, because that's the easiest path to sell. Okay? When you're selling and you're doing a presentation, you want your presentation to appeal to as many of these little basic human motivators as you can. How many different points in your sales presentation, if you have a sales presentation, how many of you actually have a past sales presentation that you do? How many of you have employees that you've taught that presentation to? How many of you have employees that are salespeople? Not very many? Okay, you? When you're doing your presentation, I really recommend that you all have presentations. Really pat presentations that you actually script out. It's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. You notice all the speakers, we all have presentations, and they're all pointed to do something, and that's the point, is because it's an organized flow of information that you can learn, and then you go through that presentation, and you go, where am I hitting the hot buttons? Am I getting the flame, or am I just sitting there going, you know, lady, your house is on fire? So how many of you feel like you're doing your presentation as good as you could do it? How would you like to have somebody that really knows what they're doing listen to your presentation and give you 15 different ways to improve your presentation? Would that improve your income?
Absolutely.
Is that a way to improve your income?
Yes.
So if you never called on another, you know, if you just called in the same number of prospects, but you could increase your closing percentage, what would that do to your income? How many of you, if you could close one extra sale a week, what would that do to your income? Write that number down. What would that do if you just closed one extra deal a week? What would that do to your income? What if you could close 10% better? I sold water treatment equipment. I was closing 80+% of every house I ever went into. The industry average was about 23%. It was a lot of trouble driving to somebody's house, 45 minutes in the cold. You know why I sold so much? Because I feared myself more than I feared the prospects. Because I was brutal on myself when I didn't sell. I hated not selling. I hated losing out. I hate losing. So it's important that you start getting that mindset and find the human motivators. That's why it's important that you spend the time to become a master of what you do. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. Does it take any more time to do a bad presentation than a good presentation? Right? So if you're going to do a presentation, you might as well be at the top of your game. Does anybody feel like they're doing their presentation as good as you can possibly do it and you have no room for improvement? Because I want to hear that presentation. Because we all do. I improve it every time I do something. Create the desire. Are you creating the desire? Because you can't stop desire. Anybody want to get between this guy and that pizza? See, the greater desire, the easier the buyer. When you're done with your presentation, write this down, ask yourself a question. Would you buy from you? Or if you're buying, would you have sold that deal cheaper to yourself? If you're not into selling, you're not into selling or anything. Like you're going, I don't need to sell, right? Yeah, I couldn't do any better in my life. I'll just pay retail for the rest of my life. All right, retail's good. Somebody's got to pay retail. Good, we appreciate it. So you'll learn this stuff, and it's good stuff. So if you want to do that, then you got to create a better desire. Like tell the hotel clerk, look, I'm going to take my clothes off and scream if I don't get a better deal. you'll get out of that lobby, one way or the other. Remember this, everything we do in life is to avoid pain and gain pleasure. So when you're doing your presentation, look for the check marks. Am I giving people pain if they don't do it? Am I giving people pleasure if they don't? The best is to have something that does it between the two. If you're selling weight loss, look, if you don't lose weight, you're going to die. Guess how good you'll feel if you do lose weight. So you have pain and pleasure in the presentation. Make it easy for them to say yes. Just make it super easy for them to say yes or no. These are good little things to know. Hit that easy button. So when you're done with your presentation, try to apply these rules to your current presentation so you can make a change. Because what did I want to do? Improve your life now. Okay? Not next week or a month from now. I want you guys to walk out of here and go, wow, I got 5 things I can improve my life now. That's what I'm all about. Mark Victor Hansen and I, we're doing Project Say Hello. It's all about improving people's lives now. That's our real passion. Honestly, neither one of us need the money. We really want to improve lives. That is our goal, is to have an impact on your life right now. These are your tools in a presentation. Think of each sales benefit. Think of features and benefits. Those are your nails. Those are your tools. If you want to sell, start visualizing these pictures. Every feature about your product, I don't care what you're selling. If you're selling real estate, if you're selling bowling shoes and golf clubs, it doesn't matter. You have certain features of that product. You have benefits of the product. The more features and benefits that people understand, the more desire they're going to have to buy, the easier it is to sell. So what do you got to do? There's our heart. You got to pound each nail. You got to make each point. If you're going to bring a sales point up, what do you want to do with it? You want to pound that thing in. You want to make sure people understand it. Now, that doesn't mean you yell at them. It means you look them in the eye and you make sure that they understand what you're talking about. If they don't, you re-explain it because you don't want to be doing industry speak. Does that make sense, Willie? You got that? Does this sound good? You understand? This is good stuff, right? You want to pound that stuff in. This is remarkable stuff. So when you're doing a point, if it's worth doing, because if you don't, this is what happens. How many of you are doing sales presentations where you feel like the people just didn't get your point? Burn these images into your mind and use them to apply to your presentation. Take your presentation apart. Record it. Video. Have an expert watch it. Make sure that if you're going to do a presentation, you might as well do it right. Anybody can do this. I've taught thousands and thousands of people to sell that have never sold before. That's all I did. We used to not hire salespeople. Period. Because salespeople, they all have these preconceived things. They think they're doing stuff. They walk around. I used to look for people. I recruited people, and I recruited people that were enthusiastic. My favorite people to recruit for sales were waiters and waitresses because you got to experience them for an hour. If they can't be enthusiastic about the restaurant they work for, the food that they're serving, you know what? They're not good salespeople. How many of you have to hire salespeople or look to recruit salespeople? Okay, I'm going to tell you a simple way to do that. Ask somebody the last book or movie that they saw. Okay? And tell them to sell you on why you should see that movie, read that book, or eat at that restaurant. And if they can't do that with passion and enthusiasm, you're going to have a really hard road to hoe to get them to be salespeople. You want to I can turn any passionate and enthusiastic person into a great salesperson. Okay? If I can get you the passion, then I can turn you into a great salesperson. The funny thing is we all have passion about things. We just got to break out. You got to go to these breakout classes. And we got to get you running around screaming like a chicken sometimes, and we'll get you passionate. If not, we have a tank of water. We hold your head under there until you can't breathe. Pretty soon you become passionate about breathing. Okay? We can motivate anybody. It's just what do we have to do to go there? Then, are you getting small commitments? See, these are small commitments. Yes. So yes, do you like this? Do you like ice cream? Do you like America? Okay? Do you like apple pie? You're going to love this product. I need you to buy this. This is good. So just write that down. If you want to learn some stuff, learn that. Just ask people, do you like America? Okay? Do you like ice cream? You're going to love my product. So that works. Greatest thing. At the very end of this, I'm going to give you a close that always works, or at least the last ditch, and you should never walk out of any presentation without using. It's my favorite close. Are your prospects looking like this? Are you confusing your prospects? Again, apply this to your current presentation, whatever you're selling. Ask yourself, there's a reason why you're not making sales. And who should we never blame? The day you stop blaming the prospects is the day your sales start increasing. The day you stop blaming the prospect. How many of you have walked out and blamed a prospect in the last week? Honestly, raise your hand. Justin's eating this up. I know you like, well, damn, I wish I'd have heard this a week ago, right? Well, a couple of deals. This is good stuff. Don't ever blame the prospect. Is your message believable? Right? I'm going to go through these pretty quick because I know it's been a long day. Kathy talked about this. Voice inflection and body language. When we do our sales transformation programs, I've changed lives just by video people because this is the #1 mistake that people make. You guys are going to love this. This is a great product. I mean, honestly, I see people in the hall. This is, yeah, what do you do? Oh, I have the best product in the world. I've seen it. You don't even know you're doing it. If you're doing that, you're costing yourself 50–60% of the people you could have sold. If you confuse them, you lose them. So you put all these elements together. Imagine having the time to work on all of these elements and walk it out, because it's an extraordinary, life-changing experience. If your body language, verbal statements, and voice inflections are incongruent, it's like getting to this, telling the prospect to show up at this sign and go pick your direction, because they don't know which way to go. You want to get somewhere, just, yeah, I live at the end of this sign. And that's what they do. If you confuse them with your script, so this is why selling is so hard. That's why there's so few great salespeople, because they don't break these basic elements down. These are things you probably never really put together in your own mind. This is what we do when we transform people from going from zeros to heroes. We change your life. This is a life-changing experience. The power of contrast. Notice when you talk soft, people will listen. You know what the most powerful thing you can do when you're speaking is? Pause. Yeah, everybody stopped writing. Isn't that amazing? Justin? Isn't that cool? Really a neat technique. If you're in a presentation, are you pausing? Are you breathing? Are you using first names? Right, Trevor? And if you say somebody's name, Becky? Isn't this cool? Yeah. So people will stop, they'll look up. So learn the power of the pause. Learn contrast. Learn to have different voices. When you're talking about money, you should be very calm, because people are direct reflection. So when you're talking about money, you should lower your voice. You should be very calm. You should be relaxed. Don't come across the table. We teach so many little life-changing techniques in our transformation weekend that you'll walk out and you'll be an unstoppable force. It's incredible, because we teach you things that are so simple to implement. They don't take years. They don't take months. You implement them right now. I'm giving you some. If anybody learned anything right now that you think you can go forward and change your life? Is this good content? Yeah. Good stuff. Give me another hand. So the pause is incredible. I really need you to give me this hotel room for 50% off. No, I'm not kidding. I need this. Try it. I want everybody at the next hotel. I'll save you a bunch of money. The hotel's the deal. This is another one. When you walk out, did you have an impact? This is cool. Now, here's the one that I don't have time for this, so I'm going to explain something to you. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. So you have to do this, because what I'm about to tell you, it blows everybody's mind. You'll never understand this in the next 20 minutes, but I promise you, once you grasp this, it'll change your life forever. It'll make selling so easy. It'll change the way people, if we can all do this, if all salespeople did this, people wouldn't hate salespeople. It's that powerful. Because everything you've been taught about closing is wrong. And I'll prove it to you. Okay? And never use absolutes, ever. #1 rule. Never, ever, 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 ever use absolutes. See what I did when I said that? I was just showing you so you never want to say that. Because, well, you hardly ever want to say that. Because most of the time, see, when you use absolutes, people start questioning you. Cool. Are you ready? Is everybody's mind? Are you ready to break through?
We're ready.
If I was Dr. Stan Harris, I'd have a brick wall and make somebody run through. If you haven't seen that guy, he's so funny. Dr. Breakthrough, and he uses karate. Have you seen him, Bill?
Yes.
He's so fun. So, who wants them?
We all.
Keys to closing. All right, everybody wants it. These are the irrefutable laws of selling. If anybody disagrees with these, then I want to hear about it. Number one, the one that controls the sale makes the sale. Does everybody believe that to be true?
Yeah.
Okay, these are kind of advanced techniques, but it's an absolute fact. The guy that controls the sale makes the sale. There's a sale made. The shortest path to the sale is a straight line. Avoid the obstacles, because we're always running short on time, right? So we have to avoid the obstacles and get through the time. Then, this is the one that will blow your mind. Objections don't end in question marks. What does that mean? This is the hardest thing. Thank you. You're like one of the first people that have ever gotten that. Objections don't end in question marks. It means you don't have to answer them. Most people answer every objection. They try to overcome every objection. It's the worst way to sell, because what does it do? It makes people mad. Objections don't end in question marks, and notice there's no question marks. How would you punctuate? I want to think about it. I can't afford it. I want to shop around. I need more time before making a decision. I have to talk to my partner. Can anybody think of an objection that ends in a question mark? How many of you spend a lot of time answering objections? And how many of you do it in a clever way because you answer the objection with the question? And if you answer an objection with the question, you just gave up control of the sale, which means you just violated one of the irrefutable laws of selling, which means you're probably not going to make the sale. And a lot of us go through that because we were taught to do that, and then we end up not making the sale, and then we wonder why, because we used everything we've got. I've been in sales meetings, and they go around the room, how do I answer? I want to think about it. How do you answer? I can't afford it. How do you want to do that? How do you do that? How do you, I don't have the money. I need 6 months. And they teach the salespeople to spring-load things, and they violate the first law of selling, which is he who controls the sale gets the sale. Why does that violate it? See, objections don't require answers. I just thought she was hot. Well, I don't know what that's like. It had to do with anything. The objection explosion, avoid this, because that's what we do with objections. And when you start understanding this, and you practice this, and when you come to this transformation, and you understand what it is to sell, you will unlock unlimited income. The most successful people in the world are also the best salespeople in the world. Or they partnered with somebody that was a great salesperson. Okay? This is how objections should be. You just simply acknowledge it, and you go around it. There may be lava, there may be a big explosion. Just let it all flow down. You don't have to respond immediately. Imagine all those objections just exploding, and you're just kind of relaxed, going, oh, wow, that's really cool. You know, I think about it, can't afford it, who cares? I'm going to sell you anyway. I don't care. And then when the lava cools and the road's clear, just go around it. Why answer it? It's stressful for you, and it's stressful for the prospect. What I teach is highly effective, low-stress selling. I teach selling you can be proud of. I teach you to do things for people, not to people. Anybody should be proud to help somebody. Who would not like to help somebody? Isn't that a good thing to do? And being a great salesperson is a great service. And as Bill says, we should come from an attitude of service, right? And if you're a great salesperson, you're performing a service. You answer questions. You're value added. Isn't it a pleasure to go deal with somebody that knows all the answers? I wish my lawyer did. $400 an hour. He's always got to research stuff. It's like, what am I paying for? So, this is what happens. It's all complicated because that's what happens. So, what's the normal way when you say, I want to think about it? What's the number one answer? Gee, John, what is it you want to think about? I mean, what is it you want to think about, Becky? Is it the money, or do you just not like me? And then, isn't that what people do? Yeah. Have you ever encountered a salesperson like that? How do you feel when that happens? It's offensive. And yet, that's what 90% of salespeople are trained to do. And I come from an industry where it's just rampant. I mean, my background was hard close selling, direct sales. That's what I grew up doing. Selling, you know, basically door to door. Like Kathy said, I started off selling Fuller brush when I was 15. Now back then it was just so cool, people let you in and buy a brush because they felt sorry for you. but that wasn't really selling. But that's the thing. So look at what happens when somebody says, I can't afford it, and then you go down there, so what is it you can't afford? The time's not right, I need to win, I want to shop around, we want to look on the internet, and it all leads to a no. Because you're not going in the straight line, are you, and you've lost control of the sale. So if you can understand the irrefutable laws, then you understand that objections don't end in question marks. The easiest way around that is to just go, because this is what happens. Who's in control? I want to think about it. Well, dude, what is it you want to think about? It's just no. You're hitting that lava. You're never going to get to the dollar sign. Okay, we're going through 12 hours of material in like 12 seconds. That's all right. I know. That's the way I feel too. I want to think about it. Fantastic. I hope that one day. So that's the best way to do it. And I know it's kind of a convoluted picture, but if you can just remember the image, stay in control. I want to think about it. You know what the answer is? Fantastic. And that's the way you should feel. And I'll teach you why. I'll teach you how to turn I want to think about it off. I change lives just understanding when people say I want to think about it. The college kids love this. No, not tonight. I want to think about it. It's too soon. Yeah, we teach it's late. So we got normally in the matinee show I don't tell these jokes, okay? But now that you're gonna stay late for the evening show, I'm gonna tell the shows. That's right. Stay on course, stay in control, make the sale. Okay? I can understand that. I really hope one day that you get to experience it. That's the answer. All your objections. Did that make it easy? Just look them in the head and go, I want to think about it. I can't afford it. Now is not the right time. Called the take. Oh, you know, that's awesome. I got to tell you, I'm so appreciative. I hope one day that you get this, because I can tell you if you did, you'd absolutely love it. You would absolutely love it. I mean, honestly, you would love it. So I hope one day you do it. So who's got the best handwriting? Because here's a credit app. So you just always keep focusing. And it works. I close millions of dollars worth of sales because I don't hear objections. They don't offend me. My favorite thing in the whole world is when people go, I never buy the first night. You know what I used to do? I'd get up from the table. This is a true story. I'd get up from the table, I'd go turn the TV on, and I'd lay down on their sofas. Hey, what are you doing? Well, I just figured we'd be doing this in the morning. I'm done. I'm not even making that up. Path of least resistance. Always. Always. I sold everybody I ever talked to. I really, no, honestly, that's what, you know what you do? That's not true, but you know, that's what you start telling yourself. I sell everyone I talk to with confidence. I sell everyone. I never miss. I'm the best salesperson in the world. These are positive affirmations. Who is that, Jim Handy? Doggone it, people like me, right? Hi, neighbor. Okay, so stay on course, stay in control, make the sale. Write that down. Stay on course, stay in control, and make the sale. Stay on course, stay in control, and make the sale. And we will transform anybody into being a better salesperson. Some of you will leave as masters, some of you will become competent, some of you will just change your world and become rock stars. Because if you give up selling, I mean, look, where would Mark Hansen be if he wouldn't have gone out? What did he say, 180 publishers before somebody said yes? You know, make Kentucky Fried Chicken. Have you ever heard Colonel Sanders' story? Have you ever read Abraham Lincoln's story? All the failures and everything. You know, all the great people, Thomas Edison, every single person that's reached a level, the athletes. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. I think because he got drafted to the pros or something. I'm not sure. You never hear the other side of the story, right? So there's a process, and this is one of the things we do in our transformation weekend. We teach you the process. We teach you the sequence close. But when an objection's voiced, if you just write this down, you can do this. When the objection's voiced, you just want to acknowledge the objection. I want to think about it. That's fantastic. And if you don't think that's fantastic, then try doing it backwards. Any of you that have a high-priced item, you know, if you're selling, like when we were selling water treatment equipment at $5,000, I used to tell my salespeople, if you're not happy when you hear I want to think about it, go in at the beginning of the presentation and say, I'm here to deliver your free pizza, and the water systems are $5,000. Would you like to see the presentation? 99% of the people just say, no, get out of my house. So when somebody says, I want to think about it, it means you've moved 99 yards down the field. What's the hardest yard to score in? Today's football day, the last yard. Fourth down, the game's on the line. It's impossible to move the ball sometimes 6 inches. Isn't that remarkable? You just moved the ball 99 yards in 2.5 minutes with no resistance, it seems like, and then you get down to the last yard when you're about to score. And you can't get the ball to move 6 inches. How many big football games have been lost because of that? How many sales have you lost because of that? We give up at the point of most resistance. Let me tell you something. You can write this down. At the point of most resistance is the point of most interest. People that have no interest have no resistance. They're not going to tell you anything. There's no interest. There's no resistance. They just tell you no. Think about that. My job is to empower people so that when you come against, we lose millions of dollars of income. Companies lose millions. I go in, and normally I have to tell you, I don't speak to groups like this. I normally get paid lots of money to go into a company and change their sales force. So I rarely do this for public. The only reason I actually do this is because I absolutely love it. Honestly. This is not what I do for a living. I just know I can change lives. And I do this. I beg Bill to let me speak here. I mean, I didn't know it'd be 2 weeks, but, but I begged him to let me speak here because I absolutely love doing this. I like changing lives. And I have a gift, and I like to share that with people. Thank you for that. That's a true story. I really do. This isn't. I have plenty other things to do, but I love doing this. And I don't normally put this transformation weekend on for the general public. It's a rarity. Normally, somebody pays me anywhere from $25,000 to $50,000 to come in and change their sales force. I've been doing that for 20 years. I haven't probably offered this to an eclectic group of people, meaning that all of you come from different walks of life. Probably in the last 8 years was the last time I did this. I just don't do this. I can't charge you enough to make it worth my while for what my time is, other than the fact that Mark and I have now vowed that we're going to change lives and improve your life when? Now. That is my mission. And if I don't improve your life when I get up and speak, then I failed. And so if any of you feel that you haven't gotten anything out of this, then I failed. At least one thing that you would go and lose. If nothing else, I just need you to do this. I need it. If you just learn the head nod when you're talking, don't do this. This. It'll change your life. One customer can make a huge difference. One customer that loves you. A customer is somebody that's a referring maniac. Not just a buying one time. A customer is somebody that's your friend that becomes a referring maniac. That's what a good customer is. You get that from being a great salesperson. Where people go, oh my God, you got to buy real estate from this guy because it was so cool. That's what makes it great. Okay? So, you got to find the real objection. Ignore the smoke. Look for the fire. This is a whole 4-hour process that we teach people how to get to the real objection. Most of these are just smoke. The knee-jerk reaction. I want to think about it. We can't do it. Once you find the real objection, if I can teach you how to really hone in and find that real objection, you can close anybody anytime. You'll make a decision one way or another. If you can get to the real objection. You know how hard it is to peel people back one layer at a time to get to the real objection? It is so excruciatingly painful. Most people never get to the truth. You never get to the truth of why your child is in a bad mood. I can teach you how to relate better with your kids. I can't do it to myself, but I can teach you, okay? I have to unplug the P3 to get my kid to talk to me. He's got my credit card. So he tells me, he said, Dad, you know what? I'll never forget this. He goes, see, it's really cool because I'm good looking, I'm funny, I'm really smart, and you've got money. I've got it made. Find the real objection. Close the sale. That's what it is. See, these images are supposed to burn in your brain. Think about this. Really think about these. I'll go through them all for you in about 20 seconds. No. So, here's the deal. I'm trying to do really good. That's impressive. Transformation Weekend Workshop. Who wants to improve their life now? Okay? Very good. Because I'm going to teach you to sell more. I'm going to teach you to make more. Okay? This is something that you will take to your normal daily life. You can take any one of these incredible opportunities that you've seen. Any of you guys have spent a lot of money here, and you've picked out things. You want to be better in real estate. You want to do shop to earn. You're in network marketing. You want to find something. I don't care what you're doing. This program, you should sell your cars, do whatever you have to do this. I kid you not, because there is no way on earth this won't pay you $1 million over the next 30 years of your life. I've been doing this for 20 years. I get paid lots of money to go into new companies. I never advertise. I turn down 10 jobs for every one I take because I run 5 companies. The only reason I ever do this for anybody is because I love to do it. Okay, and that's financial freedom. Doing what you love to do. And the only way I got there is because I'm a really good salesperson. And the reason I'm a good salesperson is because I listened to every tape I could. I got to meet Brian Tracy at Wynn. What an extraordinary experience that was for me. Wynn changed my life. You know why I was at Wynn? Because Bill's like the best salesperson I've ever met in my life. Okay? That's why I'm at Wynn. And he was so passionate about Wynn. Okay, I mean, like, he had me down, he got my credit card out, because I'm kind of a tough sell, but he's a big guy. And I have to tell you, he pulled that credit card out, and I was crying when he did it. But after I got over that, and he's like, it's a Black American Express card. I said, I don't care, I don't like to spend money, Bill. I met Mark Victor Hansen at Wynn. I told the story, it was a life-changing event. How cool is that? Give Bill a big hand for being a great salesperson. Nobody sells with more passion than Bill because he knows. So I'm here and I met Mike, and Mike that came up here to speak. We just had a little casual conversation. What a cool program the mortgage deal is. Well, I happen to own a company that generates leads. So I happen to show up here at Rainmaker, and as I'm waiting, you know, forever to speak, then I'm out in the hall trying not to let this affect me and trying to generate enough energy to deliver to you. Mike and I are going to do a lot of stuff together because I got this great deal that's going to be good for him, it's going to be good for me, all because of Bill. I'm sure I owe Bill something for all of this, but let's put that on the card. But honestly, what a life-changing thing that is. And I couldn't even tell you what hanging out with Mark Victor Hansen is. I couldn't even begin to explain that to you. He's just the most amazing human being I've ever met. I mean, do you realize how lucky you are, in all honesty, to sit here and watch the kind of talent? I mean, we just take it for granted now because this is like the 5th one I've been to. It's like, that's it? Just Mark Victor Hansen? I mean, the last one was just Louis Mitchell, Mark Victor Hansen, Chet Holmes, Brian Tracy. That's it, Bill? Where's, Sting, for God's sake? So I mean, honestly, it's like, what an incredible experience to be able to meet these people. I don't know about you, it's like, I walked out of that meeting in Oakland and I was like, who am I? This isn't my life. I didn't have this till, 6 months ago when I went to my first event. I'm talking about this event. But honestly, did anybody just do you realize how big Mark is? Yeah. No, he's like 6'4". So, here's what we're going to do. Right now, a lot of you are losing sales because you're turning to the right, you're turning to the left. Does anybody feel like that when you're doing your presentations? Do you feel like you're just hitting a wall? And then you keep going, but it always ends up where? Can anybody read that sign? No sale. How would you just a little more energy? Could you see how you could get over the hill? How would you like to be transformed? Who wants to be transformed? Oh, yeah. So there's a doctor downtown. I think it's about 6 weeks. We will transform you one way or another. All right, now honestly, stand up if you want to be transformed. Don't stand up if you're not ready to be transformed. Stand up if you want to be transformed. Okay? How many of you truly want to become sales professionals? Because I'm going to teach you to sell with passion. I'm going to never let them see you sweat. So stop the word deodorant. I'm going to teach you empathetic listening. I'm going to let you stay focused on the sale or something else. I don't know what that kid's doing, all right? Because we're going to dramatically increase your closing ability. Say, I need to increase my closing abilities. I need all of you to do better. Because if you do better, the economy will do better. And if the economy does better, you will hire people. And we know that the only way we're going to get out of this is right here in this room. We can make a difference. Build your companies, hire people, teach this. I want all of you to be able to pass this information on. I want you guys to learn this so you can teach it. You know how you learn something? Teach it. I want all of you to take at least 5 things I've told you and go share it with somebody else. Okay? Share it with somebody. Everybody in your life can learn something. Just teach them this. So I saw the coolest guy speak. He was amazing. Just learn this. I love this. Learn this. Please. I'm begging you. If we don't do it, who's going to do it? Who? Because this is what it looks like. Unleash your unlimited wealth potential. If you can't sell, I don't care what you do, if you can't sell, you're not at your full potential. Okay, remember that guy I made up? You still haven't heard about him. All right? This is it. Who wants to become unstoppable? Say, I want to be unstoppable!
I want to be unstoppable!
I am going to teach you to roll through every sale. Because it's true. It's true. And when you do that, you get the watch. That's it. Who would like to see an $80,000 Rolex? Yeah. It's a presidential model. I got the watch. I love that movie. I've always wanted to do that, okay? It's a great movie. If you haven't seen Glengarry Glen Ross, go rent that movie, because I got the watch. Who wants the watch? I'm not giving it away. Earn it. Okay? This is it. Sales Transformation Weekend, April 23rd, 24th, 25th. It will improve your life. I've improved your life now. I'm going to give you some extraordinary benefits. We have been talking about the most amazing pen ever. I'm going to give you guys a ground floor offer. It's worth your time for being at Rainmaker. Okay? Because Rainmaker is more about, I promise you, it's way, way more about the connections. The connections I've made at Bill's events have literally, honest to God, changed my life forever. Forever. I mean, I learned some stuff. There were some great speakers beside myself. I don't want, maybe. But no, honestly, the speakers have been incredible. I mean, give everybody a hand that spoke and still so, incredible speakers. So here's the deal. If you're into this, remain standing. Get into the room and start fighting for this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you buy one ticket. $19.95. This is the only one I have planned this year. Change your plans, do whatever you can. I will guarantee you, if you do not get your money's worth, no questions asked, just tell me, I'll shred your credit card. Okay? No questions. No. I'm not going to give you your money back. I mean, I'll shred your credit card. Buy one ticket for $19.95. Bring up to 4 people for $4.99 each. They got to be people that are your business partners, your family members, or your employees. Okay? If I was doing this for your corporation, it would cost you 10 times this. You will get the most personalized, amazing training. You will leave. You will be videotaped. You will get out of your comfort zone. You will learn stuff that I don't share with many people. It has nothing to do with selling. I'm talking about the history of my dad and that kind of thing. But no, you will get some techniques that you will change your life forever, and I'm going to teach you to teach these techniques because I want you to spread this stuff around the world. I'm going to give you 12 months of exclusive conference calls and webinars, but more than that, I'm going to let you in on the ground floor opportunity of Mark Hansen's company, our new company that I'm partners with, and I'm going to let you explore opportunities with the Pulse pen that will change your life. You will be in here, ground floor, life-breaking things.
Where is it, Barry?
It's in Kansas City. Okay, short flight from Chicago, Kansas City. That's our world headquarters. You can come tour my company. You can see the manufacturing facilities. You will get a lifetime value of over $1 million. I promise you, I've never had anybody go through this course. You didn't love it. I've offered corporations their money back, and never have I ever had anybody walk out. Okay? It will be just 100% content. You will leave, you will learn to teach, you will learn to sell, you will become unstoppable, okay? The first 12 people that sign up, I'm going to give you a free pen. The conference call, even if you can't attend, it'd be worth it to get in on the ground floor, the opportunities that Mark and I are going to offer. Project Say Hello is going to change the world. When you have Mark Victor Hansen as your partner, believe me, doors open, all right? Pretty cool stuff. How would you like to be in business with us? And I'm not talking about something that's going to cost you money. I'm talking about something that's going to make you money. Follow him right now. I'm going to tell you one other thing. Here's the price. It's $19.95. If you pay cash, it's $17.95. I know a lot of you don't have the money. I want you to make the money, not spend the money. You can pay $500 down, 3 equal payments. If you can't do that, just tell me you really want to come and tell me what you can afford. I really don't care. I want you there, okay? I will do whatever it takes to get you there. If you have to pay for the next 24 months, don't take advantage of it, because this is wrong. Okay? I'm just telling you. So, I promised you something, last thing to change your life forever. Write these words down, ACP. This is the best close ever. If you can't think of anything else, just do this, okay? This is it. Are you ready? ACP.
We're ready.
Here it is. That's it. Oh, come on, please. Just ask that question. Oh, come on, please. Because now is the time to break through. Okay? First 12 that sign up get a free pen. I'm not here, but we will ship it to you. We're going to have so much content. Hopefully by April, you're going to get an
Explain
interactive
what's
book.
on the pens if you want to send the pen.
Well, we explained it. How many of you didn't get to hear about the pen? Most of you kind of heard about the pen. The Pulse pen is the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your life. It's absolutely extraordinary. This pen, if all of you should have had it during this session, it would have improved what you did in this session, okay? Because what you do is you write while it's recording the speaker. So I'm recording right now, and as you were taking, if I were taking notes while Bill was speaking, I would just tap on my notebook, and it would go to that exact spot where the speaker was speaking, okay, and it would play it back. So if you wanted to hear what Bill said about how to connect with a millionaire, you would just collect, if you had written millionaire down, and that's all you would have done, just written millionaire down, put the pen down and let it record what Bill said, you could have gone through 8 hours of recording, this thing a whole 200 hours, clicked on millionaire and play it back, okay? It is a life-changing device. It's the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your life, okay? And we will go over in my transformation thing, we will get this pen and we will teach you how to use it, and we'll also probably have this, I'm writing a book for these guys, it's going to be an interactive sales book. We're going to have the most cool content, so you're going to want a pen. If you can't come to the transformation weekend, then if you want a pen, write that number down, you can go to livescribe.com and you get a 10% discount on anything you order there. Okay? Anybody that wants to come, ask questions, I would love to have you come to this life-changing weekend. Stand up, go to the back of the room right now. There's probably a few pens left.
There's 6 left.
6 left. Who wants a pen? Who wants to transform their life? Then move, take action now. All right, that was short too. I kept that pretty darn short.
Did you do a good job or what?
Pardon me? $4.99.
If they work for you. Bring an employee, right? Your wife?
Bring an employee or a partner. Or